All right, the genius of CM Punk. CM Punk is probably one of the greatest characters in professional wrestling of all time. CM Punk, from my perspective, was a character that when he was introduced to me in the WWE ECW days, I was like, yo, he looks so cool. He's different. I love his theme song. This guy is awesome. Has a finisher I've never seen done before. Great character. Fast forward, he had the opportunity to be in a Survivor Series match with DX and the Hardys. Like, what? And then fast forward even more, he was able to do something that changed the landscape of wrestling when he dropped his pipe bomb. So why am I calling this the genius of CM Punk? When CM Punk left in 2014, that was a moment in time where a lot of people that were CM Punk fans or just like wrestling fans, they were just like, damn, like WWE is that bad that our boy CM Punk couldn't even handle it anymore. Now, it wasn't even just CM Punk that couldn't handle it anymore. It was Phil Brooks. You see, behind every character, there is a real person. And sometimes in wrestling, there is a lot of gray. Why? Because it blends the reality and the unreality of everything. It's like, the phrase kayfabe. It's like what's actually real versus what isn't real. Because when you have certain aspects blend into each other, as fans, we don't really know what is a part of the story and what's actually not a part of the story. And of course, seeing as to how he responded and acted after he had left when he was with that podcast with Cole Cabana, and how he would basically shit talk on WWE like for like the 7 years that he was gone outside of wrestling. And throughout all those years, fans were just chanting his name over and over and over because they wanted him to come back. And throughout that time, he was healing. Not just CM Punk, but Phil Brooks. So when AEW comes around and they come knocking and they're like, hey man, listen, we got something different going on. This is not like how WWE is or was, and things are a lot different over here on this side of the fence. The grass is a hell of a lot greener. And he went, and in that promo, I remember, and first of all, let me just say, I was actually really happy that he came back just to see CM Punk and to hear Cult of Personality again and to just see the fan reactions. I mean, dude, like people were crying, bro. Like I feel like if I was there live, I definitely would have cried too. But in that promo, he literally completely removed the time frame that he was in WWE. He literally said in 2005, I left Ring of Honor. And then in 2022, I am back in professional wrestling. And that sparked a lot of like, whoa moments. Like people were just like, dude, he is totally the CM Punk that we've all missed and loved. The anti-authority, the voice of the voices. Like, this is our guy. He's back again, once again, and we love to see it. But here's where I started to really fall into what he was doing. So he continues to give us that character. He continues to throw shade and to make his references and throw all that hate on live television, on social media. And because it was this blend of gray where it was like, of course, the character of CM Punk is mad that he spent all his time, blood, sweat, and tears, putting his all into a place that he did not feel appreciated, cared for, properly compensated, like to the degree that he thought he should have been. All of that is valid. And it's gray because it fits in both the character's perspective and the person behind the character's perspective. And when we have that understanding, we go into it like this is the characters or this is the real person. We then do this thing where we are blending the two into one. And so he goes on, then all this drama happens with Tony Khan and the Young Bucks, and the all-out brawl-out takes place. And it showed a new light, and it kind of confused people. And there was a period in time where I actually remember people were starting to actually hate on CM Punk and were not as into him as they once were, because there was a lot of, I don't know, people telling different sides of the story and this and that. He was suspended. Then he came back. They literally made Collision so that he could not be on the same show as the Young Bucks. And then the whole thing with Tony Khan happened where he felt like he was threatened for his life. He later then shows the footage after CM Punk was no longer in AEW, and nothing happened. So then, kind of going back in order of things, he eventually fires CM Punk. And here's where things get really interesting. He came back to WWE. And by doing that, that left people with this weird feeling of, is he a hypocrite? Is he this fraud that made me believe for a lot of my life that he was a certain way, and then here he is coming back to the place that he left and completely ignored unless he was throwing shade at them, like when he was in AEW? What the hell is going on? And admittedly, I was one of those people. I was actually a CM Punk hater, low-key. Like, I found myself not cheering for him. I found myself like kind of being indifferent anytime he appeared on a WWE screen, even though like I knew that it was a pretty big deal that he was back, and he was, you know, just the fact that he's back in WWE after all these years and everything that he's said and done. And then what even made it worse, side note, I remember going to this event in Chicago called Frosty Faustings, right? And one of the players that I know that's from that area, he literally was like, fuck CM Punk, we don't claim CM Punk. So it's even affecting the Chicago natives that they think he's a fraud and a hypocrite for everything that I had just finished explaining, right? And then I let time pass and I let things kind of like show themselves. And I wanted to see like what's going to happen. Is CM Punk going to just follow the same patterns of being like this person where he says one thing, but then he does another and he's just a hypocrite overall? But then I was watching all his feuds and like the matches that he was putting on, the angles. I'm just like, man, like he's such a great performer. He's such a great character. And then it really got me thinking. I was like, bro, we all got worked. And this is the genius of CM Punk. CM Punk, the character, is the type of character where he literally represented something where he was the anti-establishment and he was the voice of the voiceless. But then with any proper character that goes through things and experiences and time passes, you know what happens to people? They evolve, they change, and they grow up, they mature. And so I think what people don't realize is that his character, or maybe even Phil Brooks too, saw that him going back to WWE is not really him going back to WWE, because at this point, Vince McMahon is gone, Triple H is running ship, and the company has been changing for the better ever since he left, and especially ever since Vince left. And now you're hearing great things from talent. People are getting paid more. The company's getting paid more. People get time to actually heal their wounds. When something happens, they address it, they handle it, and they don't make people work hurt. And that was one of his big things that he complained about. So what I'm trying to say here is that CM Punk did not come back. He debuted in a brand new WWE that he pretty much helped create and establish for all of the current talent and the future talent that we've yet to see. And his character is somebody that I now realize is one of the greatest. And I really do appreciate what he's done. And I appreciate what he's going to continue doing for as long as he wants to stick around for. Oh, the last thing that I wanted to talk about before I forget is this whole thing with his Punk life where he parodied John Cena's Dr. Thugonomics character. Just added layers of appreciation for this guy. Listen, you know someone is so talented and great at what they do. I mean, this guy says he's the best in the world, bro. Give it to him. He portrayed the John Cena of old to the best of his ability, to the T. Like, he had the mannerisms, the way he was walking, the way he was holding the chain out, the way he did. You know, like, it was so good. And as a fan of that character, I was like, bro, he's nailing it. And I honestly didn't even expect for him to have a rap prepared and to do it. Now I heard that they cut some things out and like I guess he stumbled on a line, but it's like, bro, come on. Clearly he is not the rap type, but he still managed to pull it off even with the edited version. And they did it in a way where it's like 90% of the lines that he dished out, they were bars. And like, I'm not gonna pretend and act like, oh, I'm along with everyone else on Twitter. Like, I hate it. It sucked. Da, 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 da. No, man. That shit was sick. I commend CM Punk, Phil Brooks for doing that and giving us that. And also John Cena because he played a part into that as well. So CM Punk, man. You are an awesome character. Phil Brooks, you're a really cool dude. Let me tell you something, man. I think that what you've been doing the last several years, your entire wrestling career has been something that a lot of people should really take note of. And the fact that wrestling is such a spectacle and it is something that as fans, we love to, of course, enjoy it. But then the fact that you're able to take a lot of reality and use it for the ring work, the wrestling work on television for us to really get sucked into, genius. I don't know what else to say, but once I started piecing things together and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, bro, I got work. And I know a lot of y'all did because I could tell you right now, if you're someone that is saying that he's a hypocrite, he got you. He got you. He got me, and I'm totally okay admitting that because, like, I don't care about trying to be right. What I care about is not feeling like my intelligence is being insulted and helping people also understand things that they maybe didn't see coming or predict or speculate or whatever the case is. So all in all, CM Punk, the character, is a genius. This guy had reality caked into his character from the jump and has been able to adjust. And obviously, it's like he is doing it in the place that he realistically never wanted to leave. Like, think about that for a second. It's like everybody that becomes a wrestler, WWE is basically the be-all, end-all spot that you want to have your career at. They are the granddaddy of the entire industry. They're the ones that got connections that's global, that they're literally everywhere. Expansion is crazy. The amount of money they're making is crazy. They're traveling. They got mad good benefits. It has only been improving over the last few years and for good, right? For the good. So it's like, why wouldn't you want to go back or just go, especially if it's a better place than it was even 5 years ago or beyond that, you know what I'm saying? So that's my whole CM Punk spiel. If there's any other topics or discussions that I want to give to you guys or to have with you guys rather, I will of course record them when I get a chance. If there's anything else that you guys want my thoughts on, or if there's any other characters that you think that I might be able to do some sort of a wrestling discussion video on, let me know and I'll definitely consider some suggestions. And feel free to join my Discord. I actually do have a content suggestions channel in there so that there's things that if you do suggest wouldn't necessarily get lost because I'd always go back and just reference that. And I hope that I was able to give you guys at least a different perspective and a different way to understand what I've been trying to say. And I guess another way to look at CM Punk. If you're one of those folks that you saw everything that he's done over the last several years and you thought that this guy's just a fraud or whatever, don't think that. Because at the end of the day, if you had an opportunity to do better for you and your family, you would do it. Especially if you came from a place that was affecting you in the most negative of ways. It's always important to take care of yourself and your loved ones first before you try to please the masses for the sake of what? You know what I'm saying? So let me know your thoughts. As always, guys, love what you love. Gang, gang. Straight edge society, motherfucker.